You know we're not hearing you, right?
We are live. We are live.
I'm gonna ask Ava if she wanna be a guest on one of our shows for like, last 20, 30 minutes. Doesn't have to be the whole hour. Oh, I know what's her name? Vendora might want to do it.
Welcome everyone. I'm Savon Smith.
I'm Woodley Khalid.
I'm Edmund Bellevue.
Our seminar is brought to you by www.foundedplayers.org. Please donate at our PayPal link on our website or at our Cash App at #FoundedPlayers24 or Zelle SavonSMI@gmail.com. For your donation, we are offering a 20% discount off your stay at Founded Players Home Away from Home in Columbus Heights, Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Treat yourself to a well-deserved vacation with your 20% discount on your stay at our property. Please share our organization and property with your family and friends. Book with us. About us. We are an organization created to teach financial literacy to children and adults. Our seminars will educate people in areas such as managing credit, making investments, buying a home, life insurance. We want to use these financial seminars to educate people who would otherwise not be learning about these crucial topics. The home, located in Ocho Rios, Columbus Heights, your home away from home. A private hillside condo overlooking the beautiful bay and city view. A 2-bedroom furnished apartment with kitchen, living room, and private balcony. Included are our great amenities such as a pool, gym, Wi-Fi, and household essentials. The area. Take a few minutes drive to the famous Guns River Falls. Visit the beach at the bottom of the hill and experience the casual and fine dining of Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville restaurant. To take the time and read a few of our testimonials at the bottom of our Airbnb. Book with us. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Founded Players away from home. Yeah, Rod, you there? Rod, you there?
I disappeared.
All right. Well, let's bring us in. Well, guys, even though the other guy isn't here. Well, Ed,
Yes, sir.
You know already that I appreciate you, man, but I'm gonna say it again. We're doing big business. We decided to work together because we've been best friends forever. You and Marvin. We've been friends. So I got 2 best friends, you and Marv. So Marv hasn't been able to come on yet, but I want to let you know I did speak to Marv. And July 8th is when Marv will come on. And as you know, Marv, does social work. So, he's a perfect person to come on and speak on a lot of, things. So I think that day is going to be a great day, when our other great friend come on the platform and speak from his point of view, you know, that'll be a good thing. And
Right.
again, that's going to be July 8th. You know, this week you got me, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, which is the 17th. You know, I'm on, you know, I'm excited to speak a little bit about, you know, how I started and where I am now, and being more than a dad, you know, to the one son that I got. So proud to speak tomorrow, man.
Look forward to it, because a lot of people don't know our story and how we started and where we're coming from, how long we knew each other. I said, wow, we go back. I was in the fifth grade, around there. When did you come? I don't even remember, but I know it's a long time. So
yeah, I think you're pretty much right, because when I left Jamaica, I was finishing up sixth grade, but when I came here, I actually had to repeat the grade, because when I was growing up in Jamaica, I decided not to finish going to school. You know, unfortunately, my cousins came here before me, and I was like, you know what? My cousins left me. I ain't going back to school. You know, so I never continued, and I came to New York and repeated. So I believe I started over the sixth grade, and you know, I believe you always been what, a year behind me, right? Is it a year or two?
2 years.
Okay, so if that's the case, then that means, you know, you were in the fourth grade. Yeah, so that's around the time. Yeah, so that's around the time we met, man. And boy, let me tell you, growing up with you guys, it was a hell of a lot of fun, you know. Taught me a lot, because I remember hanging around a lot of different people. I'm a lot more outgoing, you know, so I did hang around a lot of people, but you guys continued to try to bring me in, and eventually you did. And after that, couldn't break the bond.
Yeah.
But
We were all scared of you. It was like, yo, who's this guy coming to the block? It was like, yo, we didn't know where you were from. You always had a serious face. Every minute you're just pure serious.
Rod, mute your mic. There's a lot of movement. Everything you're doing, we're hearing it. So if you could mute your mic.
His mic.
Huh?
How you gonna talk? How you gonna talk?
No, because Ed, what I'm saying, he's not talking right now, but he's moving a lot. So I'm saying when he's ready to talk, he just unmute it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, you're saying that when you first met me, I was a serious guy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I guess the cause for that was just I grew up with a grandmother that always tried to keep me in line, you know, and growing up, I was always the young man that had that serious face because I didn't want to take crap from anyone. So when I moved to the US, you know, I came here with the same attitude. I was friendly, but I was stern. And I still have some of that in me, but I'm more lenient than I ever was. You know, so that was reason for that serious face, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was like, I don't want to talk to him. We thought he was a drug dealer or something. Because he was serious. He was like pure serious, you know. But I guess I don't even know. I think we approached you when Marvin approached you. When Marvin started telling me you were cool and everything. So, and then from there on, you know, meeting you, meeting your mom, and from there on, it's like it's just we clicked. You know, he had the same values that I did as growing up. You know, you had your grandmother. I had my grandmother at the time. So, you know, the values was all the same. So it was automatic. even though my grandma's from Trinidad, and your grandma's from Jamaica, it was no big difference. I just felt like your grandmother was like my grandmother. So, and I grew up with my grandmother, and you grew up with your grandmother. So we both had that same type of value as the older crowd, the older people, the old heads, you could say. So they really put it in you, to learn that. Yep. But yeah, I we growing up, we did a lot of things, man. I mean, we tried a lot of things. We tried, we failed, we got up and did something else. It didn't matter. We just kept on going, and I looked at you as the bigger brother. I didn't see you as just the friend, but as a brother, someone I looked up to, someone I know who didn't do anything crazy or foolish or got into the wrong crowd or anything. So I had to look up to someone older, so that's why, I ended up staying around you, and I saw you with your ways, and as long as your ways was fine, I was cool with that. So that's we end up staying the way we are right now, up to now.
Yeah, that childhood don't go away, man. Whatever you learn when you're young, it stays with you, especially if you want to perfect it when you know all mistakes that's made has to be improved upon. And family values is always important, so growing up, I was able to see a lot of things, so I was able to master a lot of great ways to accomplish and overcome certain things that had to be overcome, so just to speak on sports had a lot to do with, our upbringing and just kept us in line, because I remember you guys didn't start playing basketball until I started, introducing it to you guys. And that's when you guys started playing, when I was in the driveway. So we spent a lot of time staying out of trouble by, playing in our driveway, whether it's 21 or 3-on-3, 2-on-2, even 5-on-5, we did it all. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Well, that was the best times for me, when we had our rim, and we played from morning to night. It didn't even matter the weather. We was out there in the rain, the snow. We was always playing. And the one thing that helped us a lot, we didn't even have a backboard. And that was the thing I really, really, I didn't even take it for granted. I'm like, listen, we had a rim, we had a driveway to play on, and that was it. We didn't look like, we didn't even care about the backboard or anything like that. And even if we did it, the backboard would be messed up, it'd be tilted, it'd be cracked on the side. It didn't even matter. We still played. And growing up with that, is like, it's not even better, man. It's like you had fun. We all learned, and what we learned, we applied it when we took it out to the court and at the park.
Yeah.
And then we all saw our ways, because you were the 3-point specialist. I had the speed. Marv had the size. So I just remember all this time, and people from other blocks used to come on our block to play against us. That was the best, and now we all had a good time, man. And those memories you can't forget.
Yeah, and to speak on the backboard, what happened was the backboard kept breaking on us, so decided, get rid of this thing. We could play without a backboard. So we started out with the backboard, but we just took it off. I was just like, nope, it's got to go. And pretty much I used to watch Michael Jordan and I say, yo, this guy is putting the ball in the basket. And I just said, you know what? I don't see Jordan hitting too many backboard shots. I said, you know what? When I go to the gym, I'll worry about backboard shots. So I figured if I could put the ball straight in the hoop and the hoop ain't moving, I just perfected it, to where I felt like every shot I took was going to go in. And I just equal that to life. I think that taught me a lot, because any opportunity that came, I was going to take advantage of it, because removing that backboard and just having a rim to put that ball straight in, no help from no backboard.
Yep.
I just perfected just that rim is not moving. If I take 10 shots, all 10's got to go in. If I miss one or two, I never got down, because I always felt like I even made the ones I missed. So it taught me how to value an opportunity, so I'm so grateful for that rim, that backboard giving us problems, for me to say, remove it and just put it straight in the hole.
Yeah, I value, and I just value what we had, period. Because we even remember I think we tied it up with a wire because one of the screws came out. I think you remember that.
Yeah, we did it all.
We did it all because we couldn't afford to get nothing. So, we just had to deal with what we had. Oh, we have someone came on. Irvin, what's up? What's happening? You got someone in the chat.
Yeah, that's cool. Just let whoever comes in the chat, be there. They come to listen. That's cool. Hey, Rod, we're talking a little bit amongst ourselves, Rod, and I know you're there, but at the end of the day, it's a growth thing. So you came along, how Ed met you. So, we'll get into that story, how Ed met you and how we got to the point we're at right now. So you can hear us, right, Rod? You're there, just making sure.
Yeah, he was just there. He was just, I think his thing is on mute right now.
Yeah. Well, I just want to make sure he knows that, it's staged, steps. So we talking, and then, it's going to be you and him. So we're trying to, show the steps that we've taken to get to the level that we're at right now. So whenever Rod come back, let me know.
I think Rod was there.
But
I think that was there.
Huh?
I just saw him. I don't know what happened. But
okay,
yeah,
we'll get in back. We don't want to get too far off track. Let's try to keep it interesting. So basically, man, like I said, it taught us life lessons, not being able to play basketball with that backboard. It gave us the opportunity to put the ball straight in and to not squander opportunities. You got to give it your best shot, because yes, opportunities come, but I wanted to take advantage of each and every opportunity. So in my life right now, when it comes to business, I feel like it has helped me to know that if I start something, I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to finish it to my best of my abilities. And whatever abilities that I may not have in the beginning, I'm going to practice and practice till those abilities become stronger.
That was us, because we practice almost every day, no matter what the circumstances are. Like life again, whatever circumstances are, we're still gonna go forward and try to overcome it. So that's why the basketball on the court itself was like life in a way, because we took it, no matter what the problem was with the rim, like life, we took it head on. We wasn't worrying about it. We didn't let it get us down. There'll be some days that we couldn't play, especially when your mom came into the driveway from work and she wanted to park, and we had to move. All of that stuff. It didn't bother us. I don't think we really complained or fussed about anything. When they came to playing on the court.
But to jump in right quick, even when she came from work, because you know how that is. Your mom have a long day at work. She don't feel like leaving the car on the side of the road because she knows she don't want to come back out. because it's a
Mhm.
tiring day from work. So even though I wasn't driving yet, I'll move that car because I want to play some ball, you know.
Yeah.
And there's times when she look at me like, boy, if you ever crash my car, I'm like, I want to play some balls. So I'm gonna take my time and learn how to move this darn car. And guess what? It was a stick shift. So I had to
Yeah.
make sure I learned how to drive that to even move it, you know. So I took the time, you know, to learn it. And boy, when she came home and she parked in that driveway, boy, I moved that car. Remember times when she would come, like we had to move, else she was gonna run us over.
Mm-hmm. The Mitsubishi Galant.
Yeah, yeah, those
Yeah.
were good times, man. But after a while, she just was like coming in, saw the camaraderie that we had amongst ourselves, you know, being friends. She started coming in and just not
Parking on the
running,
street.
not even coming in the driveway, just
Parking
parking
right
on the
in the
street.
street.
You know, so we led by example, man. She saw the dedication from us, and she started parking on the street, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
made her come home more relaxed.
Oh, yeah. You just want to make sure you clean the dishes.
Yeah, is Rod back?
Rude boy. Rod.
Mr. Rod.
Rod seemed like he had a full day today or something.
Well, jump in. Start talking about how you and Rod met and what you guys did, you know, so I could hear that side. You know, we touched on our side. Let's touch on your
Yeah.
side with Rod.
Well, I think it was damn, I met Rod through me going to a fashion show. And to the fashion show, I think best for him to tell the story, but the thing is when he came to me after I guess it was after the show, and to speak to me about doing some work with him with his clothing line before, because you know I had one before and I had stopped, and you know I wasn't doing anything at the time, and you know he came to me asking me to just work on things with him, and I said, fine, no problem. And from there on, you know, we kind of just, as working together, I just got to see how he was as a person, and you know, in the same way it clicked, you know, and that's how we end up doing our own thing together. Rod, you there?
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
Because I think he could best tell the story better than me.
The hell's going on?
What happened to your camera?
One second. I'm trying to figure the hell. Hold on a second.
Yeah, D, I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yeah, I was saying for him to mute his mic so we can continue being professional. I want us to look as professional as possible, man. You know what I'm saying? Ed?
I think he got disconnected.
Oh. Well, I guess he just got to call back in.
Yeah, he'll get back in.
Huh?
No, he's gonna come back in. Yeah, man. So we started working on the clothing line, freaking for a bit, and you know, from there on, we you know started getting a little headway with it, and you know, and we just automatically clicked. You know, I saw his ways, he saw my ways, and you know, I was cool. You know, and then you know, from there on, we just started you know, being close, and you know, doing things and going different places together, and have like business mind. you know, and that was the thing, you know, once you have an understanding of each other that's the same, you know, it's easy to work with a person.
Hmm.
You know, so from there on, you know, we just started doing a bunch of things together. So and that's when I decided to, you know, like introduce you to him because I think he would have been a little asset to us as well. You know, because he has good thinking, he has good ideas. Um, so that's why we're all together as we are now. So
Okay. Yeah, man, you know, and I trusted you, you know. So as I said, the basketball did a lot for us, you know, when it comes to the bond, you know. So anything you bring to the table, I'm going to listen to, you know. So
mhm,
that was very, very important for me to know that you know, trust him as a business partner before the three of us became business partners,
mhm.
you know. I'm not
Hey, guys,
sure what's going on. Okay. Yeah, Rod, we're not sure what's going on with your phone, man, but you know, we're trying to
no,
make hold on. Remember? We're trying to make this as smooth as possible. So if we could keep it
no,
smooth.
no, too. The landscaper was here. I had to run outside and talk to him and make a phone call because something had to be situated. So the whole time he used my phone. We're making a phone call. I didn't. I think it unmuted or whatever. So my apologies. I was outside the whole time.
Yeah, because when we finished speaking on us, you know, it was like we were taking steps. So, you know, we spoke about how we met and then we got to you, you were gone.
No, I thought he was just gonna come cut the grass, and then he's like, asking for stuff. I was like, what? So I was like answering questions, thinking that he was just gonna show up and cut the grass. So sorry about that.
All right. Well,
Um,
you know, we're trying to get into you and Ed and how you guys met and how you guys started doing business together.
sure, I'll start. My name is Woodley Calix, aka Rod. Because growing up, having a Creole name, it was hard for a lot of people to like pronounce because it's spelled Roudy. In English it's pronounced Roudley. In Creole it's pronounced Woodley. So to make us playing sports, they just call me Rod. So that's my dad's name is Rodney actually, but people started calling me Rod or Rodney when my real name is Woodley. But I was born in Haiti, came to the U.S. when I was about 9. So basically, grew up in the U.S. and then over the years, me and Ed crossed paths, for years, but we never knew each other. We didn't go to school, we just had a lot of together. I mean, we had a lot of mutual friends, and I just kept on hearing about him, and then my friend, we'll go to his house, go to a barbecue. I even went to one of his kids' parties, and I'm there. I'm like, why I keep hearing about this guy? It's almost like God had a plan, and we kept on crossing paths because and so as the years went by, when we would cross paths with each other, I kept on noticing we like the same kind of music. I go to his party, he's playing soca, reggae. I grew up on reggae. I'm a big fan of reggae, and we're like, wow, we have certain things in common when we were introduced. I noticed he was a great guy. He was very intelligent, educated also. And one of my first business partners, always talk highly of Ed. So he always said, hey, if we ever had opportunity, we'll be business partners with Ed. Would invite Ed with us because they grew up together. But then, things, went whatever which way. And then God worked his magic. And then me and Ed, started becoming friends. And I started going to his house, met his kids. I knew his wife before I met Ed. His wife was actually best friends with one of my cousins. So that made it easy for us to, get to know each other. And then we started like realizing we had like similar ideas. We started like we had similar worldviews and stuff. Like anybody that grew up, about Marley or learn about Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, stuff like that. We're not going to talk about that, but we kind of like we believe in like group economics, being business partners and growing together. And that made it easy for us. Like, that's what we stand for. So that's why when he like, let me see, I've probably known Ed for over 10 years now. So for the longest, Ed always talked about you. See some guy named Dale or Savon, his best friend. I'm like, every time. I was like, I'm like, okay, who's this Savon? Because you're in Florida, we're in New York, and so I never got to meet you, but I always heard your name, how great you were, no nonsense type of guy, this and that. I was like, okay, no problem. So when the opportunity came, we all talked on the phone, and the funny thing about it is we had a conference call with the four of us, those four of us. We wanted to get into real estate, and then out of the four, there's only three of us left because we realized only the three of us, understood what it meant to be, partners, what we were looking for, to uplift each other, because some people are afraid of obstacles, and we were not afraid of building, because when you build something, nothing is built overnight, and we understood that. And some people, you bring them into a meeting, you could bring 20 people into a meeting, only two might get it, because not everybody, understand, how a group, how big it is, because you can go in life and build your own, your own business or build your own empire, but it could be done easier with more hands, to lift up the load, because sometimes you're like, wow, I can't, it's very hard paying the bill, coming up with ideas, getting things done. And then me, Ed, and Savon, we have different skill sets that's helping the business. So I'm very honored to be their business partners. We've been partners over a year now, and it's been wonderful. It's made my life easier doing things. And Savon has said the same thing. So I feel like we're more than we're like brothers now instead of business partners. We talk to each other like brothers, and I appreciate that about these guys. And me and Ed were, we were like super tight. Ed is like my clone that I found. It's like I found somebody I think just like me. And then now I'm getting to know Savon. It's been a year. And the funny thing is, even though I'm Haitian, we're West Indian. When I go to Jamaica, I don't even feel like I'm in another country. I'm Caribbean, so I enjoy it. The food is not that much different. I enjoy, I grew up on reggae music, so it's not a big, culture shock when I'm down there. I've been to Haiti. I've been to Dominican Republic. So most of the Caribbean, we're like very similar. So I met Sakima, his cousins, his family, everybody has accepted me. So I love these guys for that, because, now we're like brothers, just like six of us, and we take care of each other. So thank you guys for inviting me into your family, because we're family, not just business partners.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, that was well said. Thank you for that. That was well said. So hey, man, we're together, and we gotta grow. We're gonna experience a lot of ups and downs, because in life there's nothing that's perfect. We've had some ups and downs already, but we've conquered them, and we're going to continue to conquer them. And before we get into a few of the ups and downs, we'll talk about, how we came together, and, we got the property that's in Ocho Rios. I'll start. Well, I have my two cousins, in Jamaica that I grew up with here in the US. I have my father's side of family, brothers and sisters, that I grew up with, that I was close to before I came to the US. A lot of times when you leave your country, you you get away and you get caught up into that fast life, and you grow up fast, and you tend to forget, where you came from. But not that I forgot, but it was a fast-paced life that we're living in the United States. But as I gotten older and my cousins moved back to Jamaica, I started saying, you know what, I need to find back my culture. So I started looking into that, and then I started traveling more to Jamaica in 2018. So once I started doing that, I loved it so much that I had planned to go maybe, I would say probably maybe 2-3 times a year. That was the plan. But once I went and I saw my cousins and my brothers and sisters, ideas just kept coming to my mind, because I started realizing, whoa, this is paradise. We talk about the Garden of Eden. Sometimes we got that at our fingertips, and we don't even tap into the fact that the world is not a bad place. The world is actually a great place with great trees that look like the Garden of Eden. Jamaica remind me of awesome place. So I was like, this is where I grew up. I got to spend a lot of time here. So at the end of the day, I just started saying I'm coming here every chance I get, and it turned into every month. So I started going to Jamaica every month since 2018. Then my cousin said to me, you come very often, why don't you just get a place here? And that's how this idea came to be, where we're now business partners having a property. You know, so I'm happy that it happened that way, guys. I'm happy the experience of me going and recognizing that, yo, Jamaica is like paradise. You know, I said I can't get caught up in working, because I spent a lot of time building Savon's Academy basketball program. Came a long way with that. And I put in a lot of work, a lot of hours. I'm talking about 7 days a week. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm working. That's just how it felt. Because when you're doing your own business, you gotta help yourself. You can't wait for nobody to help you. And I spent a lot of hours working, again, even while I'm sleeping. You know, so man, I'm very thankful for those hard work that I put in. So then I just said, once I started going to Jamaica and see what this world has to offer, I just felt like I worked extremely hard to deserve what I'm experiencing right now. I was just like, no, I gotta go to Jamaica. If I gotta work 3 straight weeks hard, on the 4th week, I'm going to Jamaica. If I gotta work 2 straight weeks hard and choose a week to go to Jamaica, I'm going to Jamaica. So that's what I did. I even started thinking about, should I go other places? I was like, nah, can't do it right now, because I was caught up on my culture, because that's where I came from. It hit home. You know, and right now with this platform, trust me, I would love to get it to where we could get it. That way we could give back more than what we're giving back already. You know, we have our game, you know, our Family Feud game, where we're giving back what we can right now. We'll be playing that a little later, but you know, it's a start, you know. So guys, we got a lot of work to do, and we're going to do it. So anyone can jump in right now. Ed, preferably you, because you know, we just heard from Rod.
Yeah, we have a lot of work to do. This is just the beginning on the things and the plans that we have in order. Yeah, talking about Jamaica. Jamaica is great. You know, Trinidad is you know, well, first of all, people know me, you know, as Ed, Edwin, Eddie, whatever. Because I really didn't introduce myself. So, you know, my parents from Haiti and Trinidad. Born here in the U.S. Went straight back to Trinidad. Grew up a few years there. Came back to New York, and been there ever since. You know, it's been sometimes to go back and forth from Trinidad to New York, Trinidad, New York. But I had a long span. I haven't been back to Trinidad in like many years, and I wish I had went back more often to see family, because my family is huge, you know, and from the Haitian side and the Trinidadian side. I haven't been to Haiti yet because most of the family from Haiti is up here in New York now. So I mostly grew up with the Trinidadian side. So even though people know me as having Freca, you know, there's like, oh, I speak Creole. You know, I don't really speak Creole. So that's why I have Rudy. Rudy is the translator, so he could take care of all that.
I got a joke about the Trini Haitian side, but continue.
Yeah. So, you know, that process of getting that place in Jamaica was to us was like a blessing in a way, you know. You know, I think, yeah, it's not a thing. Savon was in Jamaica when I got the call. And it's like Ed, I'm like, what's going on? I said, you want to get a place? And he's like, I said, of course. And I mean, I think it was 10 minutes later, you called me back. And he's like, yo, we got the place, papers signed, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And I was shocked. I was like, damn, I'm here in the United States and we just got a place in Jamaica already within 5 minutes. I was like, all right, see, that's how the universe works. That's how God works. So, I take all the blessings, no matter how small, how big it is. It's something that you just can't explain, and you just gotta go with the flow with it. It's just like how we all meeting each other. It's it can't be explained because it just happened. And I know a lot of people, and I keep my circle small, and they know who they are. Um, but these other two are, like you say, is my main circle. So, um, I mean, I listen, man. If I could go to Jamaica like he does, I would go. But I also want to hit the other islands. I surely want to go back to Trinidad. I surely want to see Haiti. I want to see Africa. I want to see South Africa. I want to be all over. People always see me traveling anyway, but those are the two islands that are more closer to me. Um, you know, I grew up on reggae music.
Back to what you was,
Huh?
okay.
What was that?
Now I was gonna say the joke about when Dell found the place. When we first had the conference call, our first meeting. I remember it clear. Like it happened yesterday. We thought we were gonna like focus on the U.S. soil because we like
Yeah.
we're not gonna focus outside the U.S. Let's focus on the U.S. soil because we did plan on expanding outside the U.S. But then little by little, like you said, the universe works funny sometimes. When all of a sudden Dell came back and you called me like, yeah, Dell got here. I was like, place where? They said Jamaica. I was like, Jamaica? Like, what? How did that happen? The idea, our door was always open for anywhere, but it was funny when it came back that it was Jamaica. So I was excited. I really don't care because I'm Caribbean at heart. I don't really care where it is. So, hey, I was 100% on board.
Yeah, it's a great thing. But what people don't know about the place is that it's connected to founding players. And founding players is there to teach the kids about financial literacy, to be more business minded, to help them, what the kids don't usually learn in school, like having credit, um, life insurance, things like that. You don't get that type of education. So every time you book our Airbnb is actually going to the nonprofit. So this is a way of us giving back. You know, we got something, and everyone's thinking that we're making money off of it. No, no, we actually taking that to give back. We starting this program because of that. In a way, and it's gonna help later down the road. We're starting, and it's just gonna build up from here. So you got to start from somewhere. Um, but I guess Rudy, if you put a link into the chat or the comments, so people could go to
We'll
it.
talk about IG or the website.
You could put the IG, and you could put the website and the Airbnb link, so people could go to it and check it out.
So, Ed,
Mhm.
we all got something to say, and that's great. Experience is the key, man. It's good to, because I know a lot of times you guys look at me as, what, Savon is a great leader. I know you guys look at me like that, but it's a great feeling right now to hear you guys speak, and speak from your heart, so that's good to know, man. I want to touch on, some just me as a leader, just me being a leader, in our group. I'm a firm believer in, if I go on a team, they may have that leader already and I just will follow. but it's not always for that leader to always be the only one leading, because I'm a firm believer in everyone can lead if they learn how to lead, so, and I know you guys look at me as that leader, but I always tell my team, because all of this came from basketball, and sports is important, but all this came from basketball, because I remember being part of a team when I wasn't the best player, when I just started out. And I had to look to leadership from the basketball player that's been doing this. And me being part of that and seeing that person lead actually taught me how to lead. So you can have more than one leader on a team. You can have more than one leader in an organization. So I'm a firm believer in paying attention, listening, and learning. So because I lead doesn't mean that you guys can't lead as well. We all lead in our own different ways. There's times when we have our meetings, which took us a long time to continue to get meetings, because at first, I wanted to meet once a month, because this is a nonprofit and you have to at least have a monthly meeting. So I wanted to meet once a month. But then I kept pushing so hard till things worked out and we started meeting every day. So the way that worked out is awesome. And now when we're meeting so often, there's going to be times when I'm going to say something, or someone may say something that someone may feel, hey, this rubbed me the wrong way. But, just like the other day, I said something to Rod. I said, hey, we're not in the business of getting rubbed the wrong way. We got to be like, you got to be able to take certain things and say, you know what, am I going to take it personal or am I going to fix it? And the bond that we have and the understanding that we have to know that when somebody may say something that you might not want to hear, is like, I already wrapped it around everybody's head. Like, let's not get too personal about that, because we got a bigger picture here. We can't think too much on someone said something that hurt our feelings. We got to wonder, why did the person say that? We got to get a good understanding of why they said it, instead of getting it and taking it personal, and we continue to address things like that, which I think helps us as business partners. That way, when issues come up, we know we're going to stick together and deal with them. When problems come up, we want to be able to address them. Everything with the home has not been smooth sailing. We've had some ups and downs, but if you go on our Airbnb, you'll see great testimonials, and I have great customer service, and, I definitely deal a lot more with the customers than you guys do. And for sure, I deal well with people, and that is a gift that God has blessed me with, to be able to take a problem and make it better. Because just the other day we had a problem, and I was able to handle it, with your help, Ed, and I just want to say this to a lot of people. You got to remain calm in the eye of a storm. And that resonates. You have to remain calm in the eye of a storm, because whoever you're dealing with, and if the storm is there and they see you can't handle it, they're not going to be able to handle it either. And I say that because if a guest is there at the home and something is wrong, how we handle it as a host is the most important thing for that guest. And I have those great qualities to make guests understand if something went wrong, to where at the end of the stay, everything went great. And I'm proud of being that person who can always make someone feel welcome in a bad situation or a good situation, where we haven't had many bad situations, but I'm just saying nothing in life is perfect when you're doing business, especially when you're going on a trip, especially when you're not there to take care of things yourself. Things are going to come up, things are going to happen, you know, and we're able to fix anything that came up. So definitely proud of that, man. I'm proud that we're able to always fix things no matter what it is.
Yep.
Definitely. Ed, do you have the Quick On commercial? You want to run that, or?
No, I didn't have that yet.
Oh, you don't have it yet? Well, I have to bring up me and Ed's first business. Well, how we became business partners. You know, we were friends already, but how we became business partners was this shirt that I'm wearing right here. We're very proud of, Quick On, which stands for Creole French, which means fresh. The slogan is fresh style, fresh attitude. We birthed this idea. We were just downstairs in his, office, just cracking jokes. This idea came, was birthed through us joking, like going back at each other. We actually we had a business meeting. Actually, somebody was looking for a graphic artist to design an artwork, and then Ed. Ed was not too happy how the meeting went, and Ed kept on going off. It was very funny. And I kept on calling Ed a Fueca. I was like, Ed, you be fresh. I was like, Ed, stop being a Fueca, which is like a Haitian slang. And he was like, nah. He was not happy. And all of a sudden, the light bulb went off because we're both designers, and we're like, you think Fueca would work as a brand? And then we did it from there. And then Ed went. Ed is like one of the smartest people I know. He designed the logo. And I felt some type of way. I was like, okay, we're business partners. We're going to go through this together. Ed kept on calling me. We missed each other for like a month or weeks. Because I had other stuff I was working on. Ed was like, yo, God, I got the logo in my head. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I didn't think it was like, I didn't take it that serious. And Ed was like, nah, I'm losing sleep over this. I'm like, what? Get out of here. And then I went to his house finally. He showed it to me. He actually dropped it on the floor. He's like, look at it. I'm like, that was probably the first time I seen the logo. He dropped it on the floor, like those painters that just throw things on the wall, this and that. Like, look at it. I'm like, oh, that's why you're losing sleep. Okay, now I see why you're losing sleep. Now, right, we got to launch it. I'm like, Ed, it doesn't just happen like that. We had to trademark it, this and that. Then months went by, and we launched it. Not even a year later. People were talking about it. Next, like a year and a half later, like in our commercial, you'll see that we were part of a fashion show in Italy. So it just shows you when you have trust and love for somebody you're working with, you don't know what's going to happen. We didn't go looking for Italy. Italy landed on us. Somebody saw because somebody saw our shirt on a DJ. They're like, whoa, it just pops. And they came and found us. This young lady, beautiful young lady, she's in the video. And I wasn't able to go. I wanted to go to Italy too. I was like, oh man, I was going to Italy. I'm not going to Italy. It's like, yo. But he's my partner. Well, I supported him 100%. I didn't care. The brand is going to be there. And he went and did his thing. He represented us beautifully. So, and I was shocked. Like in less than 2 years, our brand was in a fashion show in Italy. So that was, and we were like in fashion shows in New York City.
It was like the first year. I think it wasn't even a year. It wasn't even a year.
Oh yeah. The New York City stuff wasn't even Italy wasn't a year.
It was like a few months because remember we started on Halloween.
Oh yeah. And then when you told me this lady, she has a connection in Italy. She really think we could make some noise in Italy, and then we know she started putting us on fashion shows in New York City and
Fashion Week.
And I actually live in North Dakota. That's where I work, and so a lot of times Ed is hands-on. So I'm always like have to meet this and that. So it's very hard for me to like make it to Florida for the fundraisers or do things for quick hands-on. But I know everything that's going on. So Ed is a great partner. That was actually our agreement when we became partners. Ed knew I was not in town, so we both agreed you're going to be hands-on, and I'll do my part from far away. And we've been able to like keep the partnership because the thing is with anything you do, like just Dale said earlier, we cover a million times over trust. If you don't have trust and love for that person you're working with, you're not going to go anywhere because doubt always hold people back. Like, like you doubting your partner, you're doubting your wife, your husband, you're doubting your best friend. That's when things don't happen. We never doubt each other. And next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call. We're going to Italy. I'm like, Italy? Just like when Dell called us, we got, we might get a spot in Jamaica. I was like, Jamaica? That was never part of the plan. I was just thinking like everything's going to happen in the U.S. and then things may happen like outside.
Yeah.
So, anything you do, man, just think about it global, not just like, I'm just going to do it for New York. I'm just going to do it for Florida. Wherever you live, just your own backyard. I bet you when Bob Marley started, he didn't think like, I bet you he probably want to go global, but some people just think, it's just going to be reggae, it's going to be just in Jamaica. But look how Bob Marley's like global. Everybody know his name, So, before I move further, my mother saw Bob Marley perform in Haiti, so I'm very proud of that. When I was a little kid, she saw Bob Marley perform in Haiti, so I'm very proud of that. So that's why I said when I go to Jamaica, it's like nothing to me. My mother used to play with me when I was a little kid, but she loved Bob Marley. But so Ed, I'm very proud of the clothing line. I'm very proud of our partnership. The world, is our oyster. Anything is possible. Like you said before, we could be in Africa. We were supposed to go to Africa this year, but because of the COVID, we canceled that trip. We were supposed to go to Asia. I don't know. Was it Japan?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. We actually had meetings with companies from Vietnam. So anything you do, the world is in your hand. Don't let nobody. I don't care if your parents, your friends, they don't know what your true talent is or what kind of talent God instilled in you. Don't let anybody tell you how small don't know how small you might be or your dream, because your dream you might end up on the moon performing one day. Just don't think that small.
Yeah. Yep. So what? So I know it's what is it, almost 6:40 now, and I know we gotta get prepared for the game soon. 8:30, right? 8:30.
Yeah, the game is at 8:30. Yeah, 8:30 our time, right. 7:30 Jamaica. Yeah, man. Ed, do you have anything that you could play? Show off the property. Can you bring up what can you play?
All right, let me look real quick. Let me see.
Did you download the flyer I sent you for what we got going on? Were you able to download that yet or no?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. Well, just play Shan's Manor. I'm gonna say something, then you play Shan's Manor. So I give you some time to bring that up, but I'm gonna say something, and then you can bring that up and play that commercial. All right. So basically, I started traveling, to Jamaica. As I mentioned before, I started traveling quite often, once a month. And when you're traveling, you want to be comfortable with where you're staying at, and I have quite a few places that I do stay at. I'm a firm believer in one hand washes the other. So I like to share the wealth. So if I have, say, 4 or 5 properties that I love, if I go this month, I may want to stay to that one, and so on and so on. Within the 4 months, I may move around, or within the time frame that I'm there for a week, I may choose to stay one place 2 days and the other place 2 days, which is what I was doing. I'm a businessman, so I know how to work well with others. So as I said, one hand washes the other. So as I'm traveling, I'm also building great relationships. I'm coming through the airport. As a matter of fact, let me back up a little bit. I'm going through the airport and I'm paying attention to my surroundings. I'm going in the plane. I'm paying attention to my surroundings. Who's sitting next to me? What's this person about? Whether I ask them or not, I'm acknowledging, I'm wondering, I'm knowing how to deal with people. I land in Jamaica. Once I come off the plane, first person I see, I give eye contact and a thumbs up. I jump in, I go to rent my vehicle, same thing, same approach. I go to get my food, same approach. I go to the place I'm staying, same approach. Always looking to treat people how I would like to be treated. Always looking to build relationships, because you never know who you meet. You never know who can come along and help you. You never know who you help, who will also help you. One hand washes the other. So I am a very, very friendly individual. But I do know that I'm not going to hang out with everyone that I meet. So like these 3 business partners right here, I'm not going to let everyone come in and be partners, but I am going to be friendly with everyone and build a relationship with as many people as I can. I will never, ever burn a bridge behind me. So that's always my motivation on how to maneuver through this life. So with that being said, I was able to build a lot of great relationships with all of the property owners that I've stayed at. And for whatever reason, I'm always able to connect with all of them and say, hey, I have someone coming to Jamaica. I'm gonna let them come and stay at your property, and so on and so on. They treat me well, so I can recommend someone because I know that they're gonna treat them well. So those are the type of relationships that you build when you're building a business. You can't be thinking selfish. You got to think, what are some of the strategies that I could use in order to grow my business? Because a lot of people may think that you could do a lot of things yourself, but remember, we're not in this world by ourselves. You may have came in by yourself if you didn't have a twin, but at the end of the day, when you learn about this life that you've been given, you're not in the classroom by yourself. Even if you're an only child, once you leave that house, you're not in this world by yourself. So you have to learn how to deal with people. You have to learn how to be patient with people. You have to learn how to treat people. You have to learn how to listen. You have to learn how to be respectful. You got to learn all those things. And each and every day, I work on those things. And I had all of those things growing up, but they only become stronger the more and more I get older, because I'm not going to leave this earth unhappy because I didn't do something right. Do we make mistakes? Of course we do. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. But if I don't think that I am, how am I going to get close to whatever I need to hit? Jumping back to when I played basketball and we took off that backboard off that rim, because I wanted to put that ball right in the rim, because that rim is not moving. That opportunity is right there. It's not running. It's not going anywhere. It's right there for me for the taking. So when I take that rim off and I take 10 shots at it, I want to make all 10 shots. When I miss 1 or 2, I'm not worried about the misses. To me, they're like makes, because that rim is not going to move from there. So if I think perfect, I'm glad that I do, because my life lessons from when I was growing up certainly helped me to be who I am today. And I'm the person who, once I start something and I have great business partners and everybody's doing their part and treating this like, hey, that rim is not moving. You could shoot in that goal because it's not rotating. If you perfect it, you're only gonna hit that shot. So am I gonna go out there and hope that I win the lotto, play $1 every day? Or am I gonna play something safer that I know ain't moving away from me? And that's what this is about. Got great business partners, and I know for sure how to get it done. And I'm working with them so they can jump on board and get it done, which they have jumped on board. But it's a grind. Like I said, nothing is perfect. It's a grind, and there's not enough people out there, man, thinking that, yo, you know what? We don't live in a perfect world, but we could darn near get close. So guys, with that being said, the relationships that we build with people is important to get us ahead. And, and everyone should try to remember that. I say it again, the relationships that we build with people will help us to get ahead. You got to put the right people around you. You may meet a bunch of people, but you have to put the people around you that's going to shoot that shot the same way you're going to shoot that shot. If they don't shoot that shot that way that you shoot that shot in the beginning, you got to work with them. And if they're willing to listen, then you bring them with you. So that's what we have, man. We have this platform to definitely show, lead by example, man, that those opportunities are not moving away from us. They're right there. Lotto is a chance. Lotto is luck. So at the end of the day, use sports. When you go play a game, you don't know if you're going to win, but you practice hard. And if you play a team before, you practice, and you played them before, you almost know what's going to happen when you play them again. Because if they beat you before, you got to go back to the drawing table and see how you overcome this. And if you beat them and they ain't got the same mentality you got, chances are you're going to keep beating them. So you already know what's going to happen every time you go into that game. We don't want to go into no game not knowing, throwing it up like football do. They throw up the quarter, don't know if it's going to land on heads or tail. That's lotto. But if I take that quarter and I just put it on heads, I already know I'm going to win. So that's what I want to see with us. We got to know what we're reaching for and go for it. Basketball analogy, that rim is not moving. When you watch an NBA game, they don't rotate the rim. It stays right there. I'm a big fan of Steph Curry. That rim ain't moving. So with that being said, anybody else got anything to say before we play Shan's Manor?
No, man. I said you said it all right there.
I'm just gonna add a period to what you said.
Dot.
Well, at the end of the day, it's the truth, It's real, though. A lot of people don't think about it, guys, but it's real. Watch an NBA game, the rim is not moving.
Yeah, we know. It's not moving. He's staying focused, shooting for it.
Yep. Opportunities are right there, man.
Just got to see it.
All right, but you can go
all
ahead.
Right. So let's play Shan. So as you said, this is one of the places that we stayed by in Kingston, and as again, one hand washes another. So we support everybody that that supports us, and vice versa. It doesn't matter. We're always looking out for people as much as they look out for us. And so this platform is always to give back, and that's what we're going to do, and we're planning to do. So, and you pay her commercial.
Taking a vacation? Book at Shan's Manor. Excellent location. In Ligony, off of Ligony Avenue, Kingston, St. Andrews Parish, Jamaica. Right by the Ligony Mall, in the heart of Kingston. Again, in the heart of Kingston. Shan's Manor. Thank you, Shan, for your sponsorship to Founding Players. Yes, sir. So with that being said, man, take us out so we could go prepare for our game. Ready for that? We took the time to come, you know, and kind of explain a little bit about how we met, where we came from. You know, there'll be more, you know, lots of things to talk about, man. There's a lot of opportunities out there. So we got to share. We got to share it with you guys. That way, when you guys see our videos, you're getting information from us. And anyone else out there, man, you got something going on, let us know. Because it's called working together. You saw we just play Shan's Manor. We got our own Airbnb. We're not afraid of no competition. So at the end of the day, if you got something going on that you want to come on our platform and share, bring it on. We ain't afraid of no competition. That's why sports teams play games. If they were scared, they go home and stay home. It's all about competition. If there's a golden cross right here and a golden cross right there, do your promotion, work together. So at the end of the day, we ain't afraid of no competition. We ain't afraid of helping no one. As I said, one hand washes the other.
Yes, sir.
Just remember, money goes in circle. If you give me $10, I'm giving it to somebody else. If I save $1 million, I can't take that thing with me. Eventually, it's gonna be used up. Now, if you're getting residual income, it still goes in circle. It don't stay one place and rot. Getting it for a reason. Regardless if it's residual, if you give me $10 and I keep getting that, and I keep getting a different $10, it's the circulation. You give me 10, I give it to somebody else. It's called pay it forward. Somebody else gonna give me 20. Somebody else gonna give me 30. I give away 10. I give away 5. It's all circulation. Can't be afraid of competition at all. That's why we play games. May the best man win. May the best woman win. So can't be afraid to work together.
All right.
By the way, if we were all in competition right now, cooking competition, just know that I make the best curry goat more than those two guys. So come buy from me. Hey, hello.
Don't make goats.
Wait, hold up. Can you guys come back at me? It's a competition. I said it purposely. I said I made the best curry goat. So who's gonna claim no? I make the best curry goat.
I don't make goats.
Well,
man,
make something.
I don't make man.
Well, make something that's gonna. Hey.
Savon, all I know is when we go down to Jamaica again, or when I come down to Florida, I want to taste that curry goat you keep talking about. So all that talk and no show.
Oh yeah, I don't think you could take me on my salmon though. I don't think you could take me on my salmon.
Well, in that case, I'll make the best salmon. You think you got that best salmon? Well, guess what? I'm gonna make the best salmon over you.
You know what, okay. Savon, is great to have confidence. It's all in your head, so I'm gonna respect the confidence that you think.
We already know that's how he is. He has that big confidence.
That's great to believe. I respect your confidence, man. That's the best thing, in life. But that,
even if he came in second place, he still think he's in first.
That's the best way to look at it.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that, Ed, because it's true. It's no different than taking 10 shots and missing 2 and think you didn't miss. That's me. So even if I lose, even if I come in second place, guess what? We got to do it again. And you just may come in second.
I know how you are. I know how you are. Come on, man.
Got the LeBron James.
I could beat you 100 times in a video game. You will keep playing until you get that first win. And then it'd be like, that's the only win that you ever had in the use.
Hey, Ed, I respect him thinking like LeBron James, where LeBron know he's, he'll never, be Jordan, but he's still, striving for it. I respect that, Savon. But in your case, you're more like, so you think you Jordan, so.
Guess what? I'm not Jordan.
He's
I
Nick
learned from
Cannon right
Jordan.
now.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not Jordan. I'm not Jordan. I learned from Jordan. I'm Savon. I'm my own person. They talk about the next Jordan. Kobe was the next Jordan. LeBron is the next Jordan. I ain't nobody but Savon. I learned from those guys. I am who I am.
No, I'm talking about your
Ain't no next nothing.
Your confidence.
cooking.
That's fine. We know that durag is on kind of tight. We get it.
Yeah. That's why I call him Nick. Nick right now.
That dude.
All right,
You know what's
guys,
funny?
so
We get
take
that.
us out with the video so we could go end our live.
I
need the rest of them.
What you said?
With our intro.
We got an outro. We're doing the intro. What we doing?
We're going to do the intro one last time, and then we're out of here. You got it?
Well, guys, thank you. Appreciate you guys, as always.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Savon Smith. I'm Woody Kali.
I'm Edwin Bellevue.
Our seminar is brought to you by www.foundedplayers.org. Please donate at our PayPal link on our website or at our Cash App at #FoundedPlayers24 or Zelle SavonSMI@gmail.com. For your donation, we are offering a 20% discount of your stay at Founded Players Home Away from Home in Columbus Heights, Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Treat yourself to a well-deserved vacation with your 20% discount on your stay at our property. Please share our organization and property with your family and friends. Book with us. About us. We are an organization created to teach financial literacy to children and adults. Our seminars will educate people in areas such as managing credit, making investments, buying a home, life insurance. We want to use these financial seminars to educate people who would otherwise not be learning about these crucial topics. The Home, located in Ocho Rios, Columbus Heights, the Home Away from Home, a private hillside condo overlooking the beautiful bay and city view. A 2-bedroom furnished apartment with kitchen, living room, and private balcony. Included are our great amenities such as a pool, gym, Wi-Fi, and household essentials. The area. Take a few minutes drive to the famous Guns River Falls. Visit the beach at the bottom of the hill and experience the casual and fine dining of Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville restaurant. You can take the time and read a few of our testimonials at the bottom of our Airbnb. Book with us. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Founded Players Away from Home.
You still on?
Yep. Oh, one thing I had to say, thank you for Black Lotus, who actually produced the beat for that video. I never got a chance to, say that, So thank you.
Yes, sir. You know what? I'm so used to that beat now. I'm starting to thinking it's famous.
The durag comes through again.
I'm saying, bro, that beat sounds famous.
Now that's a pretty mellow beat. Hey, Scorpio, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. So
Yeah. So it's
so guys,
cool.
let's go do what we need to do before the game show tonight.
Yep.
And, enjoyed the segment that we had to do this past hour.
Rod, type in there game show 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 8:30 p.m. our time, and let's try to end it. That way we could go get prepared. We got an hour left, an hour and a half left.
Hour and a half.
Yeah. How long we been on, Ed? Does it tell you?
Hour and a half.
Okay. Yeah, we started like exactly 5:30, right?
Yeah, about there. Like 5 minutes after.
Okay. We did say hour, 5 minutes, but that's not bad. We did good.
Oh, look at that, Daddy Mike. Daddy Mike just showed up.
7:30 JA time. Let me see if I could show the flyer.
Yeah, make sure you say 7:30 Jamaica time.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you know what, Ed? Play the video. The video Rod did.
Yeah, I'm about to right now. But it has the wrong time. You just gotta tell them that time. Yeah, I think it's the right time on the fly, right?
Mm-hmm. But we can still put it in there, so yeah.
Yeah, oh no, I have the other one, so I could play that one.
And I need you to ship me some more Freak on shirts, man. I'm running out. You notice I'm running out.
Huh?
I'm running out of Freak on shirts. I'm running out of Freak on shirts.
Got you.
You want to do the blue bubble?
For your phone, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe so you can be notified. Come play Family Feud. Join us on YouTube. Thank you for your subscription to our YouTube channel.
All right, guys, get y'all, let's all go do what we need to do. Get y'all rest. Get the questions ready.
Yes. Yeah.
7:30 JA time.
8:30 US Eastern time. All right, fellas.
Yes, sir. All
See
right.
you soon.
Yes, sir. Always appreciate y'all.
Yep.
Yeah. So type do-rag on his handle. Keep saying iPhone.
All right, this do-rag will be back in an hour.
All right, do-rag. All right.